She is one of the most successful singers in the United States today.
That speaks volumes about the type of personality she has. It's one that blossoms, that beams, that attracts, that draws people in, and then she gives of herself.
Angela Brown is a vocal sensation, uniting the styles of opera, gospel, and pops into one magnificent voice. She's a world-renowned soprano. She's been praised on every stage she's graced.
We're sitting here in the Walker Theater here in Indianapolis, Indiana, and I have such fond memories of growing up here in Indianapolis. If there was an opportunity for me to perform here in Indianapolis, I took it.
And a passion to pursue excellence opened the doors to many wonderful opportunities.
My favorite memories is doing Miss Moffat with Ginger Rogers and Joshua Logan. Yes, with the Ginger Rogers of Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers fame.
You don't become professional at any level, but especially at the level that Angela is at now, without hard work and dedication, many, many hours.
And it took hard work, a lot of it, for her to find the voice which is so distinguished today.
I didn't have a steady diet of classical music in my home. My mother was a singer, and she was an artist, and she gave the beauty of those things to her children. She dared us not to dream. She said, you better dream and dream big. And opera has been the culmination of all of those things that have been gifted to me from my parents. But it wasn't until I went to Oakwood University that I found that I had this affinity to classical music. My teacher loved me into the art form.
That training at Oakwood University introduced Angela to IU and opened up a whole new world of music.
My teacher at Oakwood University, Ginger Beasley, would take her studio to Indiana University once a year. And we would have master classes with Madame Virginia Zayani, who was my voice teacher at Indiana University. And Mrs. Zayani heard me sing, and she turns to Mrs. Beasley, whose first name is Ginger, and she says, Ginger, Angela is not a mezzo-soprano. She is a dramatic soprano. The blood of Verdi courses through her veins. Darling, when she is done with you at Oakwood, bring her to my studio. I will take her at Indiana. And I took to the technique like a duck to water, and I haven't looked back since.
I first heard about Angela Brown from Virginia Zayani. She told me about a new student, and I was very much impressed with the first sounds that I heard. She has a way with an audience that is very, very captivating. When she sings, they pay attention.
So that actually started a wonderful relationship between me and Charles Webb of going around singing for different occasions.
And through those unique occasions with Charles Webb, and the help of IU donor Helen Bing, Angela received a momentous opportunity.
Dean Webb gave me a call and he said, Angela, I have a check here from Mrs. Bing. We have a project to do. So Dean Webb of the School of Music at Indiana University played on my first ever solo project, and it's just been wonderful, wonderful memories I have of Indiana University.
From that first album to teaching and training students at the IU African American Arts Institute, Angela went to New York City, where she acquired her first big break as an understudy at the Metropolitan Opera.
She can learn roles quickly, she can remember them, she can stay with them. There are very few singers who could do that.
I was covering a soprano, and she had gotten sick. She said, be prepared to sing. So I said, okay, time to shine, no time to be afraid. And I sang that entire rehearsal of Aida. So once I got back on the train and got home to the Bronx, I turned on the phone, and all I could hear was my agent screaming in the phone saying, "Angela, what did you do? The Metropolitan Opera just called and offered you 12 covers and 2 performances for your debut as Aida in 2004. What did you do?" And I made that debut October 29th, 2004.
I would not have missed her debut at the Met for anything in the world. That voice just penetrated that entire stadium, and everything was silent at that moment when she opened her mouth.
I was terrifically impressed when I picked up my copy of the New York Times one morning and saw a headline, not on the amusement page, but on the front page of the New York Times, which said, "Finally, a real Aida." She certainly came off what we could say the rest is history.
Angela's star continues to rise, making appearances on national and international stages worldwide, earning rave reviews wherever she goes. She's been featured on CNN, Oprah Magazine, Ebony, and Essence. She is the creator and host of Opera, with a sister's point of view, an edgy yet educational opera presentation.
Here in Bloomington, Indiana, and it's Elizabeth's aria to the room. She found love here, and she lost love here. And she's coming back to find love again. Opera is crazy like that.
She is also an accomplished recording artist with an acclaimed discography, and now can be seen on stage in a new American jazz opera, Charlie Parker's Yardbird.
That deep soul that she has, her willingness to give of herself to help other people, I am so proud of her.
With all of the notoriety that she has received, and she certainly has received it in newspapers all over the world, she is still Angela, and that's a great thing.
When I went into Indiana University, I remember my counselor saying to me as I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, he says, "Well, what do you see yourself doing?" I said, "I see myself being the next Leontine Price and singing on the stages of the world." And I had no idea that it would happen. Look at God.